Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are continuing the Orange Piccolo dominance. I've just been having so much fun with this guy. I basically am just taking him into all of the hardest red zones, and I'm just dominating like on my first try, which is kind of insane. But this is what power creep is, right? Like, you know, people even complained about how hard Cell Max was. Well, this guy makes it kind of like a joke. I mean, Trunks and Vegeta even made it a joke, to be honest, right? It's just that Global hasn't had them nearly as long. We pretty much got Piccolo at the same time as Trunks and Vegeta. So JP has had that a little bit longer, but now Piccolo is just even easier, right? So I'm running my favorite build once again. It's this, you know, the Gamma rotation with Piccolo. Now, the one thing is actually, do I have the double Piccolo here? I think I do. Yeah, I've got the double Piccolos. I should. Yeah, STR Piccolo should be on this team build. There was one team build I couldn't do it, and it was on, I think it was on the Red Ribbon Army one. One of them had a mission for doing it with full superheroes, so I couldn't use the STR Piccolo. But on these, like, just for fun runs, yeah, I've got STR Piccolo on here, and we're good. Now, Omega is kind of nasty here because he does do some locking. So you saw we had Gamma 1, I believe, was just locked right there. So it does make it a little bit trickier for me to get in, but there we go. We can't forget that Piccolo can stun. And this Shenron here can be stunned, so now he's stunned out for this turn as well. And so right here, you know, I do want the Gammas on this rotation, so it's going to be a hot minute till I get Gamma 1 back around, but I want to leave Gamma 2 here. And I put Gamma 2 in the front because this is a great free opportunity. Shenron got stunned out. So Gamma 2 now can go crazy and just like build up his attack, right? Which is what we want. We want this guy to get like 5 attacks in as soon as possible to get his stats fully built up. And so that's what we do here. The other thing with this one is I feel like this fight's a little bit easier provided you get to the last phase, because this is one of those fights where you know where the super is coming. And it's just so easy to just Orange Piccolo that turn, and then like you know you can't get hit. And if you get the second Orange Piccolo on the same turn, you can double Orange Piccolo. And then even if he survives that, by the time you're done with 2 Orange Piccolos, like, my goodness, he's got to be dead on the next turn, right? Otherwise, you can just put Orange Piccolo in front of the attack, and he's probably going to be able to tank it, right? So once again, our boy Gamma 1 just getting shafted. He actually got sealed and locked here. Now, there is a trick you can do. I've talked about this in my other videos, but, like, if I, say, had transformed with Orange Piccolo here, then I would actually be freely able to move Gamma out, because Orange Piccolo just mass over our current characters. So the current character slots are still there, so you can actually get around locking and like move that around, right? So that's the other thing people might not realize about Orange Piccolo. Not only is it free turns of a ton of damage, but it's also like a debuff negation. Like you can basically, because Orange Piccolo can't be sealed, like he can't be locked, like none of that stuff, right? Because that all happens before your turn starts. So when you transform, now I do wonder almost if they would make a new debuff that would like make it so you can't use your active skills. I could potentially see them implementing something like that, because that's the kind of thing they're going to need to do if they want to hinder Orange Piccolo, right? Is something to negate an active skill or just to negate a transformation. So now we get Pan, but Pan just got sealed, so I luckily can still move her. But I'm not so sure about Piccolo and Slot 2, but we leave them there. This is a little bit of a risky turn just to let sit, but I decided to go for it because I feel like, oh no, he was still stunned. Okay, that would have been a very risky turn to like not use an item, but yeah, he was still stunned, so we were good. I didn't see it there on the replay, but yeah, I must have noticed when I was playing, because that definitely would be a turn to maybe use an item. Now, I don't remember for sure, but I actually think this is a no item run, which is just crazy because I'm going through these fights that previously were like just so hard for me, and this Piccolo just makes it like not just easy runs, but pretty easy no item runs. I think I already posted, by the time you're watching this, you should have seen it, but I think I posted a video of Red Zone Broly, who to me is like still one of the hardest fights in the game, especially at that AoE phase. Well, there was a turn on the AoE phase where I used the double leash just to be safe, but he ended up doing normals and he died in the second attacker, and it didn't really matter because I was really worried about my third attacker in that turn. So that even that Broly red zone that I used items on, I realistically, that was a no item run because using the items there didn't really factor into the fight at all. We would have been just fine without it. It was just the uncertainty of knowing where the super attack was, and I just wanted to play it safe to get it done for the video. But yeah, I think pretty much every red zone and Cell Max I've attempted with this Piccolo team, it's just been a first turn clear, like no issues. Like it's crazy. It honestly takes pretty bad RNG. Like what it takes for you to lose with this team is like that, like if you're running Pan, which a lot of people are running Pan, is basically just for her to like not have her buff up and like not dodge a super attack is pretty much how you die. But the rest of the team is pretty good. I guess Gamma 2 can be a little susceptible, but he's always going to be in slot 2, and he actually does have very good defense when built up. But he still can't tank like, you know, Cell Max. Well, definitely not Cell Max with type disadvantage, but he can't tank like these big million attack boss attacks, right? Gamma 2 isn't quite there, but he has definitely plenty enough defense to like survive any normals, and he can survive some supers, just not all boss supers, right? Alright, so we've got Piccolo and Gamma 2, kind of a weird rotation, but we roll with it. So this is one of those fights where like we don't really get like the right rotation set up very quickly. It's kind of like uncomfortable rotations, but we definitely get through just fine. I'm very happy, by the way, that I rainbowed my Piccolo. Like, he's he's just such a god. And I don't have any Gohans, and I'm not mad about it. Like, that's how heavy, like, that's how, like, weighted the banners are in one banner's favor. I've never done this before in a dual Dokkan Fest. I literally went so deep on one banner to rainbow character and not even cared that I didn't pull the other one. Now, I still want Gohan. I think Gohan's still a little bit better than what people are giving him credit for. He's definitely, like, an offensive powerhouse. But he definitely has his flaws, right? Like, obviously the big thing is he doesn't transform into Beast Gohan. But the real flaws are, like, his Link set, right? Like, the Link set is one of the biggest shafts that this guy... I think Piccolo even, like, that's... Like, if you're going to nitpick Piccolo, it's the Links, right? I don't understand why he has godly power, or power bestowed by God, and why he does not have Gaze of Respect. Because Pan has Gaze of Respect, that's something they could share together. And I think Ultimate Gohan should have Gaze of Respect. Just doesn't make any sense to me, like, why the shaft to the links. Now, Piccolo obviously can get away with it, because he still has other key links he can activate. And he's got enough links, especially with this STR Piccolo, to be just fine. The other big advantage Piccolo has, unlike Gohan, is Piccolo does have at least a very good running mate to put on rotation. I would say Gohan's best running mate might actually be Tech Ultimate Gohan, who's actually still very good, but he does need time to build up. Like, you can't bring him into a short fight, and for him to link really well, you have to transform him, which people usually don't like transforming Tech Ultimate Gohan, right? But in a long fight, like, yeah, that could be a fun, viable rotation to do, but it's just, it seems like you're kind of stretching a little bit to make, like, Gohan's teams, I feel like you gotta push a little bit to make his team work, right? Or you've got to artificially bring orb changers or something to really make him work. And the bad part about Gohan, he's kind of a unit that I don't want to run two of on the team. Like, if I'm going to run him, I just want one. Because, like, as a leader, like, two Gohans that link poorly. Because it's not just, like, him shafting himself. It shafts the whole rotation. Because that's key other units can't get from him, right? That's the other big flaw with Gohan. It's not just that he struggles for key. He makes the rest of your rotation struggle because they can't link up with him. So, obviously, if the other two units share their key link, sure, that's fine. But, so Gohan does impressive damage, but the way his team setups are and the way his links are, I don't see myself using him as much, right? Like, so the way I look at Gohan, he actually is like a better version of Gamma 2, and I absolutely love Gamma 2, right? And I think a lot of people love Gamma 2. So it's like, how can we talk so positively about Gamma 2, but so negatively about Gohan? Well, Gamma 2 is hugely different in that, one, he has a support passive with key on it, because I think he's 2 key, 30% attack, right? And then on top of that, he has a perfect running mate, a perfect linking partner that synergizes so well, and he synergizes with a unit that is okay sitting in slot 1 while he's in slot 2. Gohan doesn't have that. Now, I can tell you this, if, say, a week from now, they decide to surprise drop us, like, a Carnival LR Beast Gohan that shares, like, all 7 links with this Gohan, our view on this physical Ultimate Gohan is going to be a lot different. Especially if they, say, came out with a standalone Beast Gohan that was meant to sit in slot 1. Dude, then we're talking. Then this Gohan all of a sudden just shoots up, like, ranks and ranks and ranks on the top tier list, for sure. Because, basically, if physical Ultimate Gohan had the same setup as Gamma 2, where he had it like a 6 linking partner with somebody that sat in slot 1, Ultimate Gohan would be cooking. And he would be getting that shocking speed link and have the key that he needs, right? So, I wouldn't get too down on Gohan. He might still have a bright future, but it just depends on how long this running mate takes, right? Meanwhile, we're into this Orange Piccolo active skill. And we know that we're on the turn where Omega with Super in that last slot. So we're like, all right, let's just Orange Piccolo out here, see how much damage we can get through, and then we just reevaluate the fight after that, right? Now, the other really huge shaft of Gohan, obviously people hate that the active skill, he's literally just Beast Gohan for a Special Beam Cannon, that's it. Like, to the point where, like, you can't even, like, go to a different card art, right? He's just, like, in the background of Gohan's card art. So, really, Beast Gohan isn't in the game, right? The way you want to think of Beast Gohan, it's thinking of, like, the GT Goku and Vegeta as, like, Super Saiyan 4s. And we do not think of them as Super Saiyan 4s. They transform into Super Saiyan 4 as a part of their active skill attack, but that's it. But I don't think anybody for 1 minute thinks of the Super Saiyan GT Goku and Vegeta as Super Saiyan 4s, right? And that's what this Gohan is. He's just Ultimate Gohan. And that's the really unfortunate part. But when you compare active skills, it's night and day difference between this Piccolo and that Gohan. So Gohan gets like one decently hard-hitting attack, and he nullifies one action. Not like a whole turn, not a Ghost Usher, just one action. This Piccolo is doing 2 to 3 turns of damage with anywhere of upwards of 27 super attacks, and like super lucky RNG could actually have that while getting 2 to 3 entire turns of Ghost Ushers is essentially what this Piccolo is getting. It is ridiculously insane how much better this Piccolo active skill is than the Gohan. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and you might not like this opinion, but if one of these two units were to get shafted, I actually do prefer that it's Gohan, because Gohan's got so many other cards in the game, and there's going to be more Ultimate Gohans and all that. But this Piccolo being a new named character and such a buff to teams like Namekian and Giant Form that just are starving for help, to me, if I were to pick one of these two units to be the god, they got it right. Like, Piccolo is who I would want to be the god out of the two. So I'm very, very happy, and that's why I went in and rainbowed this bad boy. I liked him that much that I just had to have me that maxed out Piccolo. Alright, so we finished off that Piccolo, and I think that was, oh yeah, I don't have the other Piccolo, so I've just got this turn right here. So I'm pretty confident, yeah, with what was that, 700k defense right there, right? I'm pretty confident, I think, on this turn that I don't use an item here, do I? I don't think I do. I thought about it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that I'm feeling fine that this turn is just going to get it done. Because obviously Piccon on the end is a dead deck, but I'm like so confident we're just going to finish it off here. Because if we don't, I mean, Piccon does have dodge chance, but I don't want to bank at that. And yeah, Piccolo's just chilling at 13 mil right now, right? Now, I did get a little confused in my Piccolo showcase, because I know this guy can hit like 20 mil attack stats, and he wasn't doing that in my video. What I forgot to realize was that he has 100% attack and defense that he only gets for that first 3 turns. So to get that 20 mil attack stat, you got to get him fully built up basically on turn 1, and then you'll see it on turn 2. And then the other thing is, STR Piccolo only has an attack passive support if you're going against an extreme enemy, and I was going against a super class enemy. So I was missing part of the passive and part of Piccolo's support. But anyways, even 13 mil though out of this guy for how defensive he is crazy. So anyways, guys, there you go. I'm pretty sure that was a no item run. I wasn't totally paying attention, but I'm pretty sure I didn't use any items there. So there you go. Piccolo Domination against Omega Shenron. Let me know what you think of Orange Piccolo. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.